All right, so in this one, we are going to create a new app for handling our matches. This is not only going to handle the relationship between matches of people, but also like suggestions. Eventually, it'll handle that as well. So, what we're going to want to do is we're going to open up our terminal application here, close out the server, and we'll do python manage.py, start app. I'm going to call it matches. And shortly you should see it show up here. If you didn't see it, just hit refresh view and it should pop up then. Alright, let's open up models here. And in addition to that, we'll do from django.contrib.auth models import user. Alright. And we'll do class match models.model. And we'll do a to user equals models.foreign key user, and then related name, let's say match, and then from user equals models.foreign key user related name equals match 2. Those related names are very important. It's not going to work otherwise because there's conflicts then. Remember when we do that user set or match set or something like that, that's where this comes in, is having this related name. So it's not confused in the database. All right, and then what we want to do is I'm going to put a percent in here, models.decimal field, and then we'll do max digits equal into 10, decimal places 4, and then we'll do a default. I'm just going to do 75. Okay, and then we will do a timestamp, models.date time field, auto now, add equals true, auto now equals false, and might as well do updated as well. Just going to copy the rest of this and change these two. Alright, and then we'll do a Unicode. And we will just say self.percent. That works. All right, return self.percent, of course. Now there's one new concept that we're going to actually introduce, and that's called a model manager. This allows us to run new types of methods, but I'm only going to extend the objects method. You're probably familiar with this one. Match manager. Objects is like if we did match.objects.all. We're just extending that, and I'll show you what that means shortly. Now we need to actually make this manager, so we're going to put it before. We're going to go class match manager, and it's going to be a models.manager. Okay, so there's a few things that we want to actually consider here. We need to define this new one where normally we have match.objects.all. We're going to change that all, and we need it to be a function just like all is. All with that parentheses makes that a function. So we're going to just say r matched, and then self, it's going to take the self, and then we also need it to take two users, so user and user 1 and user 2. And now we need to check a couple of parameters. So what we're going to do is we're going to check, if you notice, the to user, if they're a to user and not a from user, does that mean that they're not matched? No, because these two can be interchanged. We want to kind of compensate for that with our match manager. And this is how we'll do it. And we'll go if self.filter from user equals to user 1, to user equals to user 2, and dot count. This is just showing that there are more than one. count greater than 1. So if there are more than 1, then return something, and we'll figure that out now. Return something, and then if that doesn't work, we want another if statement. So self filter from user equals user2 to user equals user1. Count greater than 0, return something else. We wanted to just return false, as in they are not matched. If they are matched, we might as well return their match percentage. So that's what we'll do. And the way we're going to do that is just get an object. We'll do match.objects.get from user equals to user1. So this same user right here. So again, it's checking to see if that user exists, and then to user equals to user2. And then we'll do object.percent. And I'm actually just going to call it pers equals that. And then we'll times that by 100. So we're getting a full percentage, because when we save it in our match object, we save it as a decimal field. And I'll show you how we save that later, but it's going to be a default of that, the actual percentage, not like in hundreds, but under 1, so between 0 and 1. So that's going to return that as a percentage, and we want it actually to be returned. Okay, so then if this doesn't work, if that's the wrong settings for that user, we need to do it again down here. But all we need to do is change these two. All right. So save that. Let's get rid of this down here. And we'll do a Python. We need to make sure that this is actually installed in our settings. So under Matchmaker, settings, I'll do local and matches. Okay. And then Python manage.py, sync database. Hopefully everything went through okay. Looks like it did. So Python manage.py, convert to south, and matches. Cool. Now it's set up in south, so we can change the database or the model if we need, as well as the database. So now let's see this kind of in action. What we're going to do is we're going to go to views, and we are going to import it. So from matches.models, import match. Okay. So now when we set that match, we want to actually set it to something. The way we're going to do that is by set match equals match.objects.get or create from user equals request.user and to user equals to single user. All right, and then set match dot percent equals to the match percent. All right, and we might as well do the round just like what we did before to 4. Cool. So it's going to be under 100 because we wanted it to be that way. All right. So then set match.save. Now it is saved. Okay, cool. So that's actually setting that as a, like a relationship. We actually made the relationship happen. So let's run our server again and make sure that it's actually done that. All right, now we're back in here. Click on one of our tuple has no object percent. Oops. We had a few issues here. So if you remember, getter create also has created. So we need to make that. Once I did that, cool. it actually did do it and it saved it. And now to check that it saved it, I'm just gonna copy some admin stuff here. Not a whole lot actually. And I'm gonna open up a new admin in here and go admin.py. Let's close this one, open up this and paste that. So from models import match, class match admin, admin.model admin, and class meta model equals match. Okay, so remember how we had it returning just the percentage? I'm actually going to change that to list display, and then I will do from user and to user, and we will also do %. Okay, save that, go into admin, refresh if need be. Let's make sure that everything's all saved. Oops, we didn't register it, so admin.site, register, match, and match admin. Okay, refresh this. The admin might need to restart the server. There it goes. Okay, so matches, and you notice there's already that match there. So cool. So now the one thing is that when James Bond goes to look at his match, it's going to make another one, and I mean that's okay. That's not a big deal if we have two of them. But the point is that we want it to get it quickly, so we can get this match percentage faster than actually running the function each time. Okay, so now that it's actually being saved, we can go in our views, and match now is just going to be set match %, because it's running that function there. Okay, so back into Chrome, let's check it out. Cool, the match worked. If we looked at both of them, percentage is still there. So let's just change an answer to a question. Let's say yes, yes. This might actually completely change our match. So let's go back and check it out. Ah, yes. Now we're a closer match to James Bond there, and not a whole lot different for yourself. But that's cool. So it's working, and if we go back into our matches here, you can see the changes showed up right in the model or the admin as well, which is pretty cool. So in the next one, we will show you actually how to use this model or this match manager, and we might even add some stuff to it as well. So see you then.